Welcome to another vlog. If you saw the end of the last vlog, then this looks very familiar to you because I literally just filmed it. But initially I wasn't planning on having this be a separate vlog, but then I started talking about off campus and reacting to it so much that I feel like I had enough content for a whole separate video just off campus. So that's what this video is. So I am watching Off Campus, the series. It's just a very casual, like my thoughts, reactions, kind of deal. Right now when I'm filming this, I have 2 episodes still to go, but I'm planning on watching them right now. Hopefully both of them. So I'll give you all my final thoughts and everything like that. My credentials are that I have read the entirety of the Off-Campus Briar U, whatever their children's books and stuff series is called as well. So I've read all of them, so that's good. I've read multiple of them multiple times. And I love to talk. So those are my credentials. I hope you stick around. Okay, budget. Them having Remy Wolf. Okay. And singing Soup. Literally one of her best songs. Love it. I'm really enjoying episode 1 so far. I'm like, it's just so fun. It's just really, 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 really fun. I spoke way too soon. They got Soup, Alone in Miami, and Toro already with freaking live performance. Literally a whole concert is happening now with Remy Wolf. I am very jealous, and they have a lot of money on this show. That's crazy. And go Remy. I'm so happy. That's awesome. Okay, I just started episode 2, and my thoughts so far, I think the casting did a really, really good job, especially Hannah and Allie. They are acting their booties off and doing such a good job. They're both also gorgeous. I really, really like both of them. They're really like, I'm just like, acting masterclass. They're doing such a good job. And I think they nailed the boys, but one. Take your guesses below of the 4 boys who I don't think is casted correctly. And keep in mind, I'm not the type of person that like pictures someone when they read. So like, I was really just like down for whatever. So like, I was fine with whoever they picked. I just wanted them to be a good actor and to like fit the persona. Okay, who do you think is not good? And I shouldn't say not good. I just don't feel like is a good fit. John Logan. I just feel like he's not the vibe. He's no vibe right now, which I think is part of the issue. I feel like the other 3 boys have like carved out who they are more, and I would even maybe say Bo a little bit too, like with his very minimal screen time. Like I feel like I know the like caricatures of what these characters are because they feel more lived in, versus Logan feels not. Logan feels confusing. He feels like no one and like so many people at the same time. I'm not impressed, and we'll see. Right now too, I can't see him carrying the next season. I mean, I know he is next season because they already announced the Grace and everything, but I'm really excited for Dean and Allie's season already because they're nailing it so far. So I feel like they'll be really good. And Tucker is so cute, and I can't wait till they get this Sabrina. But that's just my thoughts. Literally, I'm only 15 minutes into the 2nd episode though, so that might change. We'll see. Hello. Ignore my hair. It's kind of still falling and drying. I know she looks a little crazy right now, but please ignore. But I wanted to talk more about Off Campus. I have now finished episode 6, so I have 2 episodes left. I'm really, really eating it up, guys. I'm really, really enjoying it. So many parts of it, I feel like the soundtrack has been amazing. The acting has been amazing. I stand by that Logan is the only one that I'm really just not convinced of. I'll be interested to see him in his season because he does do the like flirty stuff like with Hannah, I think, like longing looks and stuff pretty well. I just feel like, again, like I don't know who his character is. And I saw people online saying they didn't like the addition of Jules for his character. I think it's kind of fun. I think it adds more to his character on the show. And I think it's like fun to have just another character in the world in general, and, you know, some diversity of not heteronormative, which is fun and needed. So all of that to say, I really, really think they're doing such a good job. And I just found out that the girl who plays Allie is engaged to Jake Short. Claps for them. So cute. Kind of shocked. I mean, I do think she's slightly out of his league, but what do I know? They've been together for a really long time, and that's very sweet. Other things, they have mentioned Summer, which Summer is low-key maybe my favorite girl. I love Summer. Summer is like, I don't know, she's so fun to me. So I'm really excited. I hope they bring her in seasons before. I kind of forget. I guess Dean's book is the first time she's brought in. That would make sense. But I hope it's before that, because I think she'd be a fun character to just like have around and have at parties. And like, I feel like that'd be a fun energy because that's kind of her energy anyway. So excited for that. They also mentioned Grace, which is interesting because in the real world, we know that Grace has already been cast. She was not in season 1 at all. Like, we knew that before even going in, but she's been cast now and she looks really, really like exactly like how I picture Grace. And I'm glad that it's like a starting out actor. I love how Off Campus has kind of done that. I mean, some of them have obviously been in bigger stuff, but none that are been like stars in their own role, you know? I guess kind of Belmont, who plays Garrett, but like ish. So I really, really enjoyed that. Well, and the dude that's from Heartbreak High, Justin, I saw him, I was like, oh, hey, if you watch Heartbreak High, I think Dusty, that's his name in Heartbreak High. I keep thinking of him as Dusty, but anyways, but it was interesting to me. They said it was at that like charity event. They said Grace Ivers won, and I kind of was like, I mean, I guess she could just be at this event and have won, but I feel like that's weird because her and Logan have not met yet, and this is Logan's event. And again, she could just be there, but like still, I think it's kind of weird. And they're 2 years apart, so they're juniors right now, so she'd be a freshman. And then also I'm like, and she won? Like, that because she just like put more money down than anyone else? Is that what she like won? And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. I mean, she has money, but like, why would she just randomly as a freshman put all this money down? It didn't really make all this sense to me. I was like, I know they're just trying to throw like, oh, Easter egg, here's Grace, like Grace won. But it didn't really make sense to me. And again, like, since it's Logan's event, I feel like he would have been like, who won? Who donated the most? And like wanted to meet Grace. So I feel like that was kind of weird. I don't know. I liked it better. Like, I love John and I keep calling him John Logan, whatever, that's his name, but Logan and Grace's, I think, is my favorite meet cute. I just think it's like adorable. I've actually done a version of it on my TikTok. I auditioned way back when they announced that they were doing the TV show of Off Campus. I actually just made my own self-tape just for fun and posted it on social media. Pretty proud of it. I'll link it below, but I did Grace in their first scene, which I think is really cute from the book. So yeah, I'm just really excited. They already did You in Your Hand or whatever, which was cute. I feel like they did a good job of that. I mean, or I thought they were gonna do it at karaoke night, but like obviously we hadn't been introduced to that then. I think that would have been another good way to do it, but I like how they did it. And I feel like they're really hyping us up for them, which is really good, and I really like them. But I'm interested to see too, because I feel like almost they're the main characters, because season 1, I get it, the main characters are obviously Hannah and Garrett, but like after season 1, they're going to be more side characters, and Dean and Allie are already having such an important role in season 1, and then I'm sure they're still going to be hooking up in season 2, and then season 3 is going to be their season. So I feel like it'll kind of feel like it's their show, you know, like in a roundabout way, even though I know they're all main characters and stuff, but like, let's be real, like Tucker's not getting as many moments as like Dean is right now or whatever. So interested to see that. What? I don't know if I was supposed to get this. I don't remember if this happens in the score in Allie and Dean's book. I don't remember at all, but Allie is like literally like making out with this dude she met at the bar, and it's like this whole thing of like whatever, and like obviously he said his name was like Charles St. James or something, but then look at this. Yeah, so ignore them, but it has the x-ray thing, and it's Hunter Davenport. Like Hunter. Like Hunter, that's in Briar U. And then I'm like, I guess Hunter was there at the time. He must be a freshman. Yeah, because he has a book in Briar U, And then I was like, did we know this was I supposed to know that if I didn't look at the freaking, like, Amazon X-ray thing or whatever that thing's called? Was I supposed to know that was Hunter? Again, I guess maybe that happened in the book, but I haven't heard anyone talking about that Hunter's in this. Also, the fact that we have the casting for Hunter already is kind of crazy to me. I wonder if they're going to change it or if they're going to keep it this guy. He is not at all who I thought Hunter would be, but interesting. Yes, I got a haircut. I have a whole nother vlog that is like my normal vlogs that is discussing that, so you can go there. And also, I'm wearing my Jersey Shore shirt that I got made at the Shore Shop with the note on the back. I thought that'd be fun, but I wanted to discuss my final thoughts on Off Campus because I finished it and I kind of was at first was like, oh, I should tell my thoughts like right away. Then I was like, I feel like I should marinate with it. I don't know. And then I kind of like marinated longer than I thought. And I talked to my sister about it a little bit too and stuff. But so overall, I very much liked it. I thought it was very fun and just like a good watch. I thought the acting was overall really good in it. I think that the girls especially, I think Ella and Mika, who play Hannah and Allie, did such an amazing job. Like, I think both of them killed it. I think that the boys all played their characters really well. I still think that Logan is the worst. And I have hope for his season just because, like I said earlier, like I feel like he does the like longing okay. So I feel like that's maybe will be good for the romantic part, but I just feel like the rest of his character wasn't good. I don't know. Definitely my least favorite. I love Dean, which I kind of would have guessed even going into this. Dean's not my favorite in the books, honestly. Actually, I think Logan's book is my least favorite, but I think I'm trying to think. I think mine was always like Garrett was my first book. Then I love Tucker's book, so I have Tucker second. And then I think I have Dean, and then I have Logan. And I just I don't know, like the Dean story was good in the book, but like in the show, it is so good. And I don't know if it's just like the tropes are better in like real life or if it's the acting, because I will say both Allie and Dean's actors are like so good and have such good chemistry and are so fun and flirty. And I know we're kind of like going through it like faster and some people were mad about that, but I feel like we're going to get more Dean and Allie content because we're already seeing their relationship and we're already seeing stuff. So I feel like they're gonna, I don't know, I really like it. And I love all the touches they added, like the chess thing. Like, I think that's so cute. And like, I don't know, just all the little touches. I feel like they did such a good job and the Dean actor is so, so good. I thought Tucker was fun too. I wish we had more of him just because I feel like he's kind of irrelevant, but I feel like that's kind of how he feels in the books too. Like, he's not really a part of the group as much because like Garrett and Logan have each other and then it's like Dean and Bo and then it's just Tucker. And they aged him down too, which makes it seem like he's even more just like not really part of the group. I don't know. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully he becomes more part of the group because I like his character and I love that actor in The Pit. He's amazing. So I'm excited to see him take on like a more active role in the show, hopefully, because I think he'll do a great job. Yes, after talking to my sister, I mean, I was thinking the same thing, but yeah, Garrett and Logan's relationship, guys, it was lacking. It was really lacking. Like in the book, they are brothers. They are brothers through and through. They've been best friends forever. They start having these complications because Logan has a crush on Hannah and like the complications with Garrett's dad and like all these things. But I feel like we don't get the weight of that because they don't seem that close in the show. Like, we get as an audience that Bo and Dean are super close. They are best friends. They love each other. They'll do anything for each other. I get that. I do not get that from Garrett and Logan. And that's so sad because I feel like it's so important to the story because, again, that informs the decisions of like why Garrett is so hurt that like Logan goes behind his back and calls his dad, and that informs why Logan is so like
upset about Garrett, like thinking he has no problems and stuff, and being like, you have money, like that's you don't have as many issues as I have, and like all this like feelings are having, and then like how Logan's struggling with having a crush on Hannah, like that's not explained enough because they're not close enough. So I feel like that was a huge miss. I don't know if it was the writing or the acting or like a combination of both. I tend to think it's the writing because I feel like they weren't even like together that much. Like when you saw Bo, you saw Dean. Like same, and when you saw Dean, you saw Bo. But like when you saw Garrett, you didn't see Logan, and when you saw Logan, you didn't really see Garrett. So like, I don't know. I feel like it was probably writing, but anyways, other things that I think could have been improved on. I think Justin was kind of irrelevant. I mean, I liked how they changed him, honestly, to like a music person. I think that made way more sense for his character, and it made more sense of like how Hannah could interact with him after like Garrett and stuff, like after they got together. So I liked that he wasn't just like written off after like episode 4 or whatever it was. So I like that aspect. I think he just was like, they didn't have any chemistry, like, which I guess is the point, but it was like they didn't have any chemistry at any point. Like, I know she kind of just had like a crush on him, and maybe I'm like, as I'm talking through this, I'm like, well, I guess that's kind of the point. She just had like an infatuation with him, but it wasn't like an actual like crush and stuff. But then it also is like confusing to me because of the whole trust thing, and she was like, I need to be with someone who I trust and stuff, and then she's saying that she was gonna do that with him, and then I'm like, do you trust him? You like don't even know him. Like, not saying you shouldn't, but I'm just like, that feels weird to me. And it's just kind of sad because he's not gonna be in the show anymore. I'm like 99% sure. I think if they made him a football player, maybe an also singer, like Troy Bolton style, maybe it would make more sense in the next season to be connected to Bo. I mean, I know they're in the same fraternity, but I feel like maybe that could have been an interesting plot line if you know what happens with Bo's storyline. I feel like that could have been a cool continuation of Justin versus just like having him for one season and getting rid of him. I am interested to see for the rest of the seasons how they do it. I am leaning towards that they're gonna do Grace and Logan and Allie and Dean in the next season. I think how it's gonna be split up is like it's gonna be like at the same time, because that's kind of how it is in the timeline, but it's gonna be like Allie and Dean dealing with all of their stuff and the fallout of that and like going through their stuff, and then Logan and Grace like meeting and like all of that stuff, like him dealing with his feelings with Hannah and the meeting and kind of the beginning of that. And again, I've read these books so long ago, I should have refreshed, but I'm pretty sure that like Grace like they take a break in summer break and then they come back, and then they're like the rest of their stories like the next semester. So I'm kind of thinking that might be what happens, that like Logan and Grace are like the end of season finale, like shock value that Dean and Allie were this time. And then Grace and Logan are continued in season 3. So then season 2 is kind of both couples, but more Dean and Allie than it is Grace and Logan. And I think that kind of makes sense too, because they aged Dean as a senior. So, hey, we kind of need to get his story rounded up before he graduates, because then it's like, what is he doing here all the time? So I'll be interested to see how they do that. I loved Bo's character. I thought they did a great job of making him super lovable. So that will be really devastating when his story plays out. I am also interested to see when they bring in some of the other characters, because I have the sinking suspicion that they'll bring in Summer next, because they already brought in Hunter, which I didn't talk about that enough. He is not casted correctly. Like, I do not see Hunter as that, like, at all, which is fine. And I'm going to see him play it, because I am so upset of all the people in the comments and all the places being like, this is not like exactly how Garrett Graham looked at my head. This is not how Allie looked at my head. Who cares? Who cares? It's a book. I want someone who's a good actor and who's actually going to play the role well, versus someone who's not even an actor, who's like a model or like influencer or something that isn't going to do a good job, isn't going to do a good performance. Like, that's so ridiculous to me. And like, it leaves no room for like diverse casting or anything, because so many of these books are just like automatically white characters. And not that we got any diversity really in this show, but like it closes the door on it even more, which is just so weird to me. Like, I don't know, like it's not about how the actor looks, it's about how they play the character. Get so for real with me. It's so frustrating as an actor too, because it's like, not every single actor is like model status good looking, and that doesn't mean they shouldn't get roles. That doesn't mean they shouldn't be in a cute little rom-com. That doesn't mean they shouldn't be in a college show. Like, that's so frustrating that those are like the standards that actors have to live up to. Like, I know, like whining about like actors making so much money, but it is like, hey, they should be judged on their merit and like who they are as a person, not something they can't control, like their looks. Like, that's so stupid. Anyways, getting off my little soapbox, I think they're gonna bring Summer in because they talked about her already, and I feel like that would make sense of like Allie meeting her or something like that in their season. And I feel like they're moving in the Briar U kind of earlier, because it doesn't really make sense that they're going to do 8 seasons. I mean, maybe they get 8 seasons and each book of Off Campus and Briar U gets its own like separate season, but I kind of really doubt that. And I think they're going to want to spend time on the most favorite couples, probably like Garrett and Hannah, and then like Jake Connolly. People are obsessed with him. Like, they're going to want to spend longer on their stories, I feel like. So I think it makes sense to start introducing them. I also kind of feel like they should introduce Jake. Am I crazy? Like, who was the rival? I guess St. Anthony's, but like, hey, we need an image makeover because Jake plays for the rival team. So like, we need to get that figured out a little bit, I feel like. I don't know, but I feel like Summer's gonna come in, and if Summer comes in, then Brianna comes in. So I feel like that kind of makes a little sense, just like introducing them, and then we'll have Grace. So I'm interested to see, we're adding so many characters as the season goes on, because each one's a different book with different ones. Like, Allie's easy because her best friend's Hannah. So we already live in that world with Allie. But like, Grace has a whole separate group of friends and all these people that she's around. So it's like, we need to be introduced to them and have them like in the story. So then that's just a lot of people. So then that's hard to do. So I wonder if some of the main characters from this season are going to be in it less, or maybe down the road in it less, kind of like Bridgerton style, how like you don't see some of the characters really much after their season, which sucks. And I don't really want that to happen, but for all the other couples to happen, it kind of has to happen, because we can't have like 30 characters that we're following at all points. Like, we can have them come up every once in a while, but it can't be like main characters. So I'm interested to see how they play that out. Like, again, I think Garrett and Hannah have a strong overlay in Logan's story, so I feel like they're definitely secure for season 2, and like with Dean and Allie's story as well. So it's more when it gets to Tucker's story that I'm interested to see how they do that, because in the book, Tucker's kind of away from all of them. So I don't know. I think Tucker's story will start playing in the background too of season 2. You'll start seeing him like be secretive and like what's going on with Tucker, but we won't know anything. I think that's gonna happen. And yeah, so overall, I think it was good. I think there's some things to improve on. I think there's some things that I just didn't prefer, but that's okay. I think overall it was very fun to watch. I am looking forward to season 2 and all the seasons after that. I am rooting on all of these actors. They seem like fantastic actors, and I'm glad that most of them are like up and coming actors that haven't really had their big break. I love that. I'm obsessed with that, and I love supporting those actors because that's huge and we don't get that enough. So very happy about that. Yeah, I mean, the missus definitely not diverse enough. The only character that is anyone but straight so far, I guess, is Jules, which people were complaining and ripping them to shreds online. So I feel like they might not even be that prevalent in the next seasons, because I feel like they were kind of just bashed online so much, which I think is kind of stupid. And of course, there's not really like diverse casting for race either. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, I know some of the characters, some of the girls are people of color, so I hope they stay true to that, because we definitely need some diversity in this show. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching my vlog of my reactions, my thoughts, all things off campus. It was really fun to make, and it made it feel like I was watching along with you guys. And I appreciate you listening to my ramblings about this show. It's very fun and cool, and you are smart and brave and kind and amazing and talented and sporty, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.